Hey kids, it's Sensei Steve here. It's time for our weekly lesson so that you too can become a PARCC Ninja Master. Every week I will be coming to you with tips that explain what you need to know to claim victory over PARCC. The watchful ninja will note that on the exam there will be a variety of question types that you will be expected to answer. This week we are going to look at questions that use drop-downs, multiple choice, multiple select, and fill-in-the-blank questions. Listen closely and watch carefully as Coach Lisa shows you this week's skills.
One of the most basic types of questions on the PARCC Online is the drop-down question. This type of question asks users to select one of multiple options from a drop-down menu of choices. Usually for this type of question, your answer options are shorter and often numbers or single-word choices. To answer this question type, users should click on the down arrow on the right side of the selection box. Then move your cursor down to the appropriate selection and click. Once done, the drop-down should close and your answer choice should appear in the box. So again, we click on the down arrow, we select whatever our answer is, and then the box will automatically close. Make sure when you have questions with drop-downs that you complete the process for all of the drop-down boxes so that you get credit for the question. In this one, for example, we have 3 drop-down boxes. If I was to only complete 2 of the 3, it would consider the question incomplete and I would be marked wrong. Although you will usually encounter a drop-down question on the math test, it is possible in some grades to see drop-down questions on the ELA test. It works very much the same way as it does on the math, where you have your question, in this case it's in bold what is happening. We have our drop-down where we're going to choose one of our 3 options, and once we select it, the answer choice will go up, and our answer has now been done. Again, just like with the math, you want to make sure that you are answering all of the drop-down questions in the passage so that you get credit for answering that question. Perhaps the most common type of question on any exam is the multiple choice question. This type of question often has longer answer options and is set up so that readers can see all of their options at the same time to compare them. With multiple choice questions on the PARCC, you will only ever have one correct answer, although questions are often written to make more than one answer seem possible. For this reason, many of the question stems, which is this part right here, will often use phrases like the best or most likely option. When you encounter a question, you can tell that it's multiple choice because you have circles rather than squares. This is one of your indicators that there's only one possible choice. If you select something and then later decide that you wanted a different answer, all you have to do is click another box. Notice that when I clicked B right there, my answer option changed from A to B because in a multiple choice question, I can only ever select one answer. Multiple select questions, which are a lot like multiple choice, are one of the other very common question types you will encounter on the PARCC Online. These questions also provide multiple options for you to choose from. However, with a multiple select, you will have multiple correct answers. You can easily identify this question type, even though it looks similar to a multiple choice, because instead of having a circle, you have a square. When you select any item on a multiple select test, your box will receive a check mark as well. It's important to note that your question stem for a multiple select will almost always tell you how many boxes to check. So in part B right here, we know that we have 2 quotations that we need to select. It's very important to read your question stems carefully because even though it tells us directly that there are 2 correct answers, it will let us select as many answer choices as we want, including every single one of them. This means that if you have a question with 4 options, you can select all 4 choices, even if the question stem tells you that only 2 of the choices are correct. Again, to distinguish, you can easily identify the difference between a multiple choice and a multiple select, first of all, because you have circles versus squares. Second of all, because one of them, the multiple choice with circles, will only let you select one answer, whereas multiple select will allow you to do more than one. Fill-in-the-blank questions are seen most often on the PARCC mathematics exams. With these questions, users will be expected to complete an equation or problem, and then type in the answer into the provided box. To do this, you must first click on the box with your cursor, then use your keyboard to enter your response. Be careful to enter only your answer. Do not include extra spaces or characters, as that could make your response be marked wrong.
The PARCC exam starts April 11th and it's never too soon to start your training. Remember that there are a bunch of videos and web resources on the Student Technology Resources page of the district website. You can go there to practice these skills and more so that you become PARCC masters like me. Sensei Steve.